Number 10 won yesterday's welfare vote, but critics say Sir Keir Starmer's political authority is now on shaky ground.
Have you lost control of your MPs, Prime Minister?
49 of his own MPs voted against the plans, which were watered down for a second time, with changes to personal independence payments now delayed. Ministers had hoped to save £5.5 billion. Today, the PM faced tricky questions about the cost of it all.
His bill was completely gutted. A U-turn in the middle of the debate. This is the first Prime Minister in history to propose a bill to save money who ended up with a bill which costs money.
I'll tell you what won't help people back into work, won't help control the costs, and that is voting to keep the broken system. And that is what they did last night.
And refused to rule out future tax rises.
Let me tell the House what's going to happen. In November, the Chancellor is going to put up our taxes to pay for his incompetence.
She knows that no Prime Minister or Chancellor ever stands at the dispatch box and writes budgets in the future.
Rachel Reeves was also in the firing line.
The fact is, Labour MPs are going on the record saying that the Chancellor is toast. And the reality is that she is a human shield for his incompetence.
At one point, the Chancellor appeared upset as the PM dodged questions about her future.
She talks about the black hole. They left a £22 billion black hole in our economy, and we're clearing it up.
Experts warn tax rises or public sector cuts could be incoming.
It's increasingly likely that the government will look to make up those cuts elsewhere, either through other parts of public spending or by raising more money from the tax system.
With fears the expected welfare savings could be wiped out and the party more divided than ever, the blame game within government has begun. Jasmine Cameron-Chaleshi, ITV News, Westminster.
Let's get more now from our political correspondent Harry Horton, who is in the Houses of Parliament. Everyone agrees today on one thing: this big change on welfare reforms will cost money. Where will that come from, Harry?
Well, it's not clear at this stage. The Prime Minister says we will find out in the budget later this year, but it seems almost inevitable that there will have to be further spending cuts or there will have to be tax rises. Both would be politically unpopular. And what makes things even more difficult for the government is that we've seen over the past week backbench Labour MPs feel as though they can force the government to change course, and that makes carrying out those unpopular decisions even more difficult for the Prime Minister and his Chancellor.
And Harry, we don't know why the Chancellor was seemingly upset in the Commons. We do know it was a difficult watch.
Yeah, it was a difficult watch, and she did appear to be visibly upset, something that was pointed out by Kemi Badenoch during Prime Minister's questions. Now, a spokesperson for the Chancellor says this lunchtime that it's a personal matter. They say they won't get into more details than that, other than to say that she'll be working out of Downing Street this afternoon. Keir Starmer was asked during Prime Minister's questions by Kemi Badenoch whether his Chancellor would be remaining in post. He didn't answer that question, but a spokesperson for him later said that the Chancellor's job was safe and said that she would be remaining in her position until the end of this Parliament.